Palm gestures. In day-to-day encounters, people use two basic palm positions. The first has the palm facing upwards, and the second has the palm facing down. One of the most valuable ways of discovering whether someone is being open and honest or not is to look for palm displays. For example, when people wish to be totally open or honest, they will hold one or both palms out to the other person and say something like, "Let me be completely open with you." When someone begins to open up or be truthful, he will expose all or part of his palms to another person. And like most body language, this is a completely unconscious gesture, one that gives you a feeling or a hunch that the other person is telling the truth. There are three main palm command gestures: the palm up position, the palm down position, and the palm closed finger pointed position. Let's understand this by an example. Let's just say that you ask someone to pick and move a file from a table to a different table nearby, and assume that you use the same tone of voice, the same words and facial expressions, and change only the position of your palm. The palm facing up is used as a submissive and a non threatening gesture. The person being asked to move the file will not feel that the request is given with pressure and will also not feel threatened by the request. When the palm is turned to face downwards, you will have immediate authority. The person to whom you have directed the request feels that he has been given an order to move the file, and he may feel hostile towards you depending on your relationship with him. For example, if the person to whom you gave the request was a co-worker of equal status, he could reject your palm down request and would be more likely to carry out your wish if you had used the palm up position. On the other hand, if the person to whom you gave the request is your subordinate, the palm down gesture is acceptable, as you have the authority to use it. If the palm is closed into a fist and the pointed finger, it becomes a symbolic club with which the speaker symbolically beats his listener into submission. The pointed finger is one of the most irritating gestures that a person can use while speaking. If you are a habitual finger pointer, try practicing the palm up and palm down position, and you will find that you create a more relaxed attitude and have a more positive effect on other people. Considering what has already been said about the impact of a command given in both the palm up and palm down positions, let us explore the relevance of these two palm positions in handshaking. Assume that you have just met someone for the first time and you greet each other with a usual handshake. One of three basic attitudes is transmitted through the handshake. These are dominance, submission, and equality. These attitudes are transmitted unconsciously, and with practice and conscious application, these different types of handshaking techniques can have an immediate effect on the outcome of a face to face encounter with another person. Dominance. See the left side hand. Here, dominance is transmitted by turning your hand so that your palm faces down in the handshake. Your palm need not be facing the floor directly, but should be facing downwards in relation to the other person's palm, and this tells him that you wish to take control in the encounter that follows. Submissive handshake. The reverse of the dominant handshake is to offer your hand with your palm facing upwards. This is particularly effective when you want to give the other person control or allow him to feel that he is in command of the situation. And the gestures that follows the handshake will give further clues for your assessment of that person. The submissive person will use submissive gestures and the dominant person will use more aggressive gestures. Equality handshake. When two dominant people shake hands, a symbolic struggle takes place as each person tries to turn the other person's palm into the submissive position. The result is a proper handshake with both palms remaining in the vertical position as each person transmits a feeling of respect and rapport to the other. Now let's understand different types of handshake styles. Palm down thrust handshake. The palm down thrust is certainly the most aggressive handshake style as it gives the receiver little chance of establishing an equal relationship. This handshake is typical of aggressive, dominant male who always initiate it, and the stiff arm with the palm facing directly downwards forces the receiver into a submissive position because now he has to respond with his palm facing up. The glove handshake. The glove handshake is sometimes called the politician's handshake. Here, initiator tries to give the receiver the impression that he is trustworthy and honest. But when this technique is used on a person he has just met, it has the reverse effect. The receiver feels suspicious and cautious about the initiator's intention. The glove handshake should only be used with people to whom the initiator is well known. Dead fish handshake. Of all the handshakes, the dead fish is the most infamous one. The hand has no energy, there is no shake, no squeeze, not even a pinch, and it gives the feeling that you are holding a dead fish instead of a hand. This handshake is synonym to low self esteem, weak character, and someone who can easily be persuaded. The knuckle grinder or bone crusher handshake. Similar to the dominant handshake, the knuckle grinder is aggressive and involves an excessive strong grip. The knuckle grinder is a trademark of the aggressive, tough guy type. This form of squeezing your hand until you cringe is clearly designed to intimidate you. If you are ever stuck in a knuckle grinder handshake, make a comment such as, "Wow, strong handshake." In most cases, the person will loosen their grip on you, and if not, present yourself with the same strength and he may respond equally and positively. Stiff arm thrust handshake. This handshake tends to be used by the aggressive types, and its main purpose is to keep you at distance and out of initiator's intimate zone or their personal territory. The fingertip grab. The fingertip grab is just like the stiff arm thrust that has missed the mark, wherein the user mistakenly grabs the other person's finger. Even though the initiator may appear to have a keen and enthusiastic attitude towards the receiver, but the fact is he lacks confidence in himself. Just like the stiff arm thrust, the main aim of the fingertip grab is to keep the receiver at a comfortable spatial distance. The arm pull handshake. Pulling the receiver into the initiator's territory can mean one of two things. First, the initiator is an insecure type who feels safe only within his own personal space. Or second, the initiator is from a culture that has a small intimate zone and is behaving normally. Double-handed handshakes. The intention of the double-handed handshake is to show sincerity, trust, or depth of feeling towards the receiver. Here, two significant elements should be noticed. Firstly, the left hand is used to communicate the extra feeling that the initiator wishes to transmit, and its extent is related to the distance that the initiator left hand is moved up the receiver's right arm. The elbow grasp, for example, transmits more feeling than the wrist hold, and the shoulder hold transmits more than the upper arm grip. Secondly, the initiator's left hand represents an invasion of the receiver's intimate and close intimate zones. In general, the wrist hold and the elbow grasp are accepted only between close friends or relatives. The shoulder hold and the upper arm grip enters the receiver's close intimate zone and may involve actual body contact. They should be used only between people who experience a close emotional bond at the time of handshake.